Can you guys tell I don't have pants on? Because that'll be awkward in the editing room. Jace has gone through so much for so little screen time. Everybody go like my last photo on Instagram because like it is not getting as many likes as I would like for it to. Hey, what's up guys, it's Sher and I am Shadowhunters Trash, and this episode was really good. We finally got to see my father, Luke. I love him so much, and it's funny because I love Luke as a character and I love Isaiah, the actor. Like, and I hate to say it because everybody says this, but I've loved him since the Old Spice commercials, and then he showed up in like Total Divas, and I was like, my man's is everywhere. And then if you follow me on Twitter, if you pay close enough attention, if you ignore all of like the personal Twitter posts that I make, if you read the ones that I say about Shadowhunters, I'm always talking about Luke and MAIA and Simon, and my downworlders are just the best human beings on this planet. And please remember, I make completely unbiased reviews of Shadowhunters because I have not read the books. This episode, like, I feel like I say this about every episode, but this episode was really good and it really kept me intrigued. I'm so nervous about Isabel. She's falling, y'all. She's falling. She's always wanted to go to the Iron Sisters. She's always wanted to see them and be a part of that. And now she can't because Aldertree is a low-down, lying, dirty dog. Like, he did her so dirty. So, basically, that Yenfei, I think that's how it's pronounced, Yenfei, that Yenfei he's been giving her is basically like giving her like vampire blood. So like vampire blood is in her system. I think that's what they said, or something like downworlder-ish and impure. Basically stopped her from being able to go into the whole Iron Sisters shindig. We also get to see Luke's sister Cleopas? Cleopas? We're gonna call her Cleo. So Sister Cleo is one of the Iron Sisters, and she's been living there for 14 years, something like that. And Clary finds out that that's, of course, Luke's sister, and they get to have a little bit of conversation later on. They get to talk about things, and I feel like because she finds out that's Luke's sister, she instantly trusts Cleo. But what she forgets is that Luke was also a part of the circle, the evil circle that her mom was in, her dad was in, that her dad created, and Cleo was crazy and she killed her friend. And I was like, that's really unnecessary. And then it sucks because she just told her, Clary told her this grand information like, oh, I see runes in this fancy schmancy vision, and I just created my own rune in my hand. And the thing is, I didn't think it was important, so I didn't talk about it in last week's episode. But apparently, it's very important, and that's one of her superpowers, is that she can create her own runes. And I guess that hasn't been done in, I don't know, thousands of years or something, because everyone's really impressed that she can do this and that she sees runes that no one else can see. So apparently this is a bigger deal than I thought. So this is what happens when you don't read the books, guys. This episode was incredibly, like, downworlder friendly. We got to see so much of every downworlder. We got to see MAIA, we got to see Simon, we get to see their little relationship begin to grow. They meet, and at first MAIA's all like hardcore and angry, but she slowly warms up to him. They start laughing about being naked and sucking blood, and it was really cool. And it's so nice to see Simon have a friend outside of Clary and outside Maureen. Justice for Maureen, by the way. They did her dirty last year. I said that too. I said that last year, I'm saying it now. If anyone knows her Twitter @ tell her to come back and fuck shit up. But we really got to see a lot of their interactions and, you know, them getting to know each other. And you could tell they were kind of feeling each other. And I was like, okay, I can get with this. But the thing is, I said it a couple episodes ago, we can tell Clary's starting to catch feelings. So when she comes into the restaurant, she sees them talking and stuff, and she gets real, like, in her feelings, because she's like, oh, he talking to this girl who isn't me. And I know what it feels like to have someone who gives you all of their attention and then suddenly have them give it to somebody else. So, like, that hurts. And I feel it. I felt it. I was like, oh, shit. This is about to be really ugly. And then the fact that she just lost her mom, she's gonna really need Simon, and she's gonna want all of Simon's attention, and she's not going to get it because we can tell that he's feeling MAIA. And the thing is, he always thought he never really had a chance with Clary, so he hasn't even been trying to get her this season. And now this pretty black girl with really nice afro is here with a beautiful smile and amazing and understands what he's going through as a downworlder pops up. He's not going to be like, oh, but I love Clary. He's going to, you know, hop on that opportunity. And I hope that they get to grow. Because don't you know how they bait you with relationships, but then Clary and him still get together anyway? Nah, forget about it. I want to see them prosper. So, I got my fingers crossed for that. I finally got to see Luke. Man, I don't think you guys understand how I feel about Luke. He's my favorite. He's been my favorite since the jump. I always love those, like, father figures. And but he's just a great character, and to see him kind of deal with his grief. So basically, he had been turning into a werewolf to just mourn, because all werewolves in this universe are connected to their emotions. And so if he's feeling a lot, he will turn. And then we also got to see MAIA's backstory, and how MAIA and Luke are like became pack members, and how their relationship with each other, and how he helped her through, you know, her first time, well, the aftermath of the first time of her changing and hurting someone, and he got to teach her, you know, how to control it, and she gets to talk about him, and he's such a fatherly figure to all of these kids. It's amazing. Like, and I have mad respect for Luke, and I do kind of respect him, you know, going out into the woods and just trying to grieve the way he knows how. But I still feel like it was shitty writing, and he should have been there for Clary. And then that date was a total flop. This episode for Malik was just a flop. Don't you know what it's like to build up all this chemistry with somebody, and you flirting, you going back and forth, you maybe kissed before once or not, and then y'all actually go on a date and it's really awkward, and like you feel like you should never ever do it again? That's basically what Malik's first date was. I was expecting it to be awesome, filled with kisses and flirting and stuff, but he found out that Magnus had been with like 1,700,000 million plus people, and he like freaked the F out. And it was funny because I saw a gift set of it on Tumblr, and I was like, that is not a question you ask on the first date. That's a question you ask right before y'all do the nasty, because you need to know if you need to be worried about having an STD or not. Like, this is not the time. It's just a first date. And then like he totally like fizzled, and he was like, I can't do this anymore. And he basically was like, do you think we're too different? We shouldn't do this. And then like he walked away from Magnus, and then he was like, you know what? I don't care how many people you've been with. I just want to be with you, and you just want to be with me. And I'm like, isn't that what y'all said at the wedding? Like, I was like, all of this was completely and totally unnecessary. I don't understand. I don't see any character growth from that awful first date. It was just annoying. And then especially knowing how fans are Malik as fuck, why would they make their entire first date so awkward and terrible? And I don't know, is that how it was like written in the book? Because that was stupid. They should have made it fun. Like, that was just really annoying. But I have to say A+ to the special effects, because they really went from 0 to 100. Like, they had probably absolutely like no money for like season 1, because, you know, it's like a trial season. You don't know if you're gonna get a season 2, especially with shows like that. It's never promised that people are gonna watch, but when they realized how many people were watching and how many people liked it, they gave them hella money, because there are new sets. They get to go like outside, they get to have cool floating special water, and the special effects are dope, and the portals look so cool. I'm very impressed. And I was also wondering, are warlocks the only people that can do portals? Because I think he was the only one that could do portals last season, was Magnus. But then we see Allie, what's her name? Clary. We get to see Clary and Isabel go through a portal. So I was just wondering if that was something that only warlocks could do, or do they have like Shadowhunters who can do it as well? So if you guys know the answer to that, please leave that below. I would love to know. Okay, so let's talk about Aldertree real quick. Who is he? Like, I want to know more about Aldertree, because at this point all he is problematic. You know what I'm saying? Like, he done fucked up Isabel. Now she's addicted to Yennefer. I really hope that's how you pronounce it, because if not, I'm gonna say it wrong this entire review. Like, She's going to be addicted to that. He doesn't trust Jace. He kicked Jace out of the Institute. So basically he ends up telling Jace, either I'm going to tell everybody what you said and how you can't trust the Clave or whatnot, or you leave. And Jace decided to leave. And that sucks. I feel bad for Jace. He did all of this trying to save his friends, trying to save his family, dealing with Valentine's abuse. And this nigga probably ain't even his dad. I still don't think they related, because I feel like they endgame. Like, no matter what, I feel like Clace is endgame. Because how many times do we see, like, love triangles and books and movies and stories where the couple that starts out together doesn't end up together? It just, I don't expect it to break that mold. I feel like we're going to find out that magically Jace isn't his son. It's just, I don't believe it. Like, ugh. Anyway. So basically we got to see the Iron Sisters had created this magic sword that can kill every single downworlder. Like, as soon as you turn it on, as soon as a Shadowhunter with like pure blood and magic, you know, decides to wield it, it can kill every single type of downworlder to ever exist. And it was stolen by Valentine, so obviously he's about to try to fuck shit up. And now we have to worry about that. And the thing is, that means so many different people are in danger. That means Luke, Magnus, Raphael, Simon, MAIA, Gretel, even though she's already gone. Rest in peace, baby. You didn't deserve that. And so many others are just up in the air. What was Isabel's boyfriend's name? Million? Yeah, he's in trouble too. All because of Valentine. And why do Shadowhunters think they are so above and beyond everybody else that they should come up with a weapon to kill everybody else? Like, that's just not fair. That's not fair. And I'm so sick of people being untrustworthy because they have demon blood. Because I still don't believe Jace has demon blood. I feel like he's just like an asshole, and he's really smart and he's really compelling. Like, everyone's like, oh, I don't trust him because he has demon blood. We can never trust you. But I'm like, doesn't the person you are make you trustworthy, unlike your blood? Like, I have half of my mother's blood in me, but we're nothing alike. Like, just because we're by blood doesn't mean that we're the same. So just because you have, like, demon blood in you doesn't mean that you're, like, demon-like, if that makes any sense at all. Because overall, he's got more Shadowhunter in him than demon. And we can tell that just by his actions from season 1 up until now. He's incredibly selfless, he works hard, and he's kind of an asshole. But who isn't? Let's be honest. He's a Shadowhunter. So, what we gonna do? It's just, it's really frustrating. I want him to be happy. And it's so funny because I really did not like him last year. I knew he was going to be evil, but he proved me wrong. So, I mean, justice for Jace. Justice for Maureen, you know? Maureen. It's just like, they got done so dirty, yo. You know what I think the best part of this episode was, though? It was when we got to see Simon talk down Luke. He was about to attack some campers, and Simon came out of nowhere and was like, Luke, don't do it. And he's like, remember me, remember Clary, remember Jocelyn, like, remember the people who love you and come back to us. And I think that was really sweet and sentimental, and quite frankly, I think that was my favorite part of the episode. I think it was nice to get to see that between them, because we talk a lot about him being Clary's father, but he was probably just as much as a dad to Simon as Clary. And when we think about it, do we know anything about Simon's dad? We know he has a mom and a sister, but we never talk about him having a dad or not. So he's probably that father figure to Simon as well. So hopefully we get to learn more about Luke and his sister, because his sister is a part of the fucking circle and fuck shit up. She's on the run. She's leaving. I wonder if she's going to find Luke, or if she's just going to go find Valentine and tell him what she found out about Clary seeing special runes. And then I wonder if her dad saw special runes too, or if he's just crazy. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to learn, and everything just ends up growing and getting more interesting every episode. And there's probably something in this episode that I missed, that I didn't necessarily pay attention to because I have not read the books, and yet it's still very important and it'll come up again later. And I find that so fun and interesting as someone who watches the show. The show just continues to get better and better. I can't complain about a thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. It's all fun and games here. Please leave a comment below. I really love talking about this show just because this show is crazy. Like, it's really crazy, and it's so much fun, and there's so much lore. And to think about how you really have to think stuff like this out, you have to come up with faults and pluses and positives about all of these characters, how they're all connected, and the whole Downworlder versus Shadowhunter thing. It's amazing, and I'm obsessed, and I love it so much, and I'm hard eyes. Oh, by the way, do any of you watch Riverdale? Because I'm thinking about making a review for the past, like, 3 episodes of Riverdale. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that, okay? Love ya. See ya. Bye.